Most people think wealth is all about the number in their bank account. But if you are an entrepreneur, that is only the beginning. You might already be wealthier than you realize, or far poorer than you pretend. The 7 levels of wealth are not just about net worth. They measure how deeply rooted your financial security is, how fluid your lifestyle can be, and how scalable your business mindset truly is. Some entrepreneurs stay stuck in the same level for years because they confuse revenue with real wealth. Others break through, not by hustling harder, but by rethinking the way they measure progress. These levels will expose where you stand today, what is holding you back, and what your next move needs to be before you burn out or plateau. Because your money should work harder than you do. But first, you need to know where you actually are. Level 1T Survival Income. You are working just to stay alive. This is where many businesses begin, and sadly, where too many remain. At this level, every dollar you make has a name before it arrives. You are playing financial whack-a, paying rent, covering bills, restocking inventory, and maybe scraping a little for yourself at the end of the month. There is no real savings, no true cushion. If one client delays payment, your whole house shakes. You cannot plan because you are always reacting. Entrepreneurs here are often praised for being gritty or hustlers, but grit is not wealth. It is the signal that you are surviving, not thriving. If you are still bartering time for money, if your business cannot run without you showing up daily, you are not wealthy. You are overworked. This level is often full of anxiety masked as ambition. The next step is not more clients. It is better systems, higher margins, and clear cash flow. Survival is honorable, but it must be temporary. Level 20, Stability. Your bills are covered, but not much else. This is where things start to feel okay. You have clients. You have predictable revenue. You can cover your rent and business expenses, pay your team, maybe even pay yourself regularly. The panic has faded, but so has the urgency. This is a deceptive comfort zone. You look stable on the outside, but you are one big invoice delay away from going backward. At this level, wealth is visible but not accessible. Entrepreneurs here often stop innovating. They tell themselves they are fine because they are no longer drowning. But wealth is not about staying afloat. It is about owning the boat, the dock, and the shipping lane. You are not in danger, but you are not free. You do not have leverage yet. Your systems might function, but they are still fragile. You have options, but few of them are bold. The next level requires you to stop managing stability and start building scalability. Level 3D, Flexibility. You have breathing room and time. Flexibility is the first taste of real freedom. You can take a week off without panic. You have a runway, 3 to 6 months of savings, maybe more. Your business generates revenue even when you are not on. You are no longer chained to the daily grind. You can say no to bad clients, test new offers, or hire help without instantly stressing about cost. But many entrepreneurs plateau here because they confuse flexibility with arrival. This is the danger of feeling wealthy before you are. Yes, you can travel now. Yes, you can invest a little. But flexibility is just the beginning of ownership. Entrepreneurs at this level must be careful not to overestimate their security. One legal issue, health emergency, or tax mistake can push you back down a level. To rise further, you need to think in terms of assets, not just income. You need money that works independently of your effort. You need long-term compounding, not just short-term comfort. Level 4, Freedom. You can walk away and still get paid. This is where real wealth begins. If you stepped away from your business for 6 months, would the money still flow in? If the answer is yes, you are at the freedom level. You have automated revenue, diversified streams of income, and maybe even passive investments paying you monthly. Your systems are strong, your team is empowered, and your profit is consistent. This is where business becomes a machine instead of a job. You are no longer selling hours. You are selling outcomes, ideas, and intellectual property. Entrepreneurs at this level start thinking long-term: how to preserve wealth, how to grow it with less risk, and how to minimize taxes. But this level also requires new disciplines. Without intentional direction, freedom becomes complacency. You might stop innovating. You might lose hunger. You might forget what got you here. Freedom should not just buy comfort. it should buy vision. Because the next level demands you think like an investor, not just a builder. Level 50 Influence. Your name opens doors before you knock at this level. You are no longer just making money. You are shaping conversations. People buy because of who you are, not just what you sell. You are invited into rooms where others pay to enter. You are recognized, trusted, and quoted. This level is not just about assets. It is about positioning. Wealth multiplies faster here because opportunities find you. You get offered equity, licensing deals, and partnerships without asking. You might not be the richest person in the room, but your reputation is a multiplier. Entrepreneurs who reach this stage often have books, media presence, or strong personal brands. Their credibility turns into cash. But influence can be fragile. If it is built on hype instead of value, it collapses fast. You must guard your integrity like it is part of your balance sheet. Because it is. And as you rise, your character must rise with you. Influence is a form of wealth, but it is also a test of wisdom. Level 60. Ownership. You control systems that print wealth. Ownership means you do not just generate income. You own the infrastructure that others rely on. You have equity in companies, not just contracts. You own digital products, real estate, licenses, media, or intellectual property that produce cash without constant involvement. You can sell the whole business or spin off pieces of it. You are building a portfolio, not just a paycheck. At this level, wealth becomes exponential. Your decisions impact ecosystems. You are no longer thinking in quarters. You are thinking in decades. Your wealth outpaces inflation, outlasts recessions, and outgrows your own effort. But this level demands clarity. Ownership is not just about having shares. It is about having control, decision power, and leverage. Entrepreneurs here think like investors, strategists, and legacy builders. They are not reacting to trends. They are creating them. And they surround themselves with advisors, not just employees, because ownership requires you to shift from working in your business to working on your legacy. Level 7I Legacy. Your wealth outlives you. Very few reach this level. Legacy wealth is not just about inheritance. It is about impact. You are designing systems, funding movements, and building institutions that reflect your values. Your wealth no longer serves just you. It serves communities, missions, and futures. Entrepreneurs here think beyond generations. They set up foundations, trusts, and endowments. They mentor future leaders. They own media platforms, educational entities, and sometimes even policy influence. Your name is not just on a business card. It is on a school, a foundation, or a movement. But this level is also where the responsibility is heaviest. You must protect what you have built. You must steward the influence wisely. And you must ensure the next generation understands both the opportunity and the discipline behind it. Legacy is not about leaving money. It is about leaving meaning, strategy, and systems. And it is the final proof that you did not just make money, you made history. So, where are you really? Most entrepreneurs are not honest about their level. They either downplay how far they have come or pretend to be further than they are. But clarity is power. Knowing your true wealth level allows you to make better decisions. It tells you what to protect, what to grow, and what to cut. It tells you whether to double down, pivot, or exit. It tells you whether your business is a machine or just a mask. Wherever you are today, the goal is not to skip levels. It is to master each one so that when you rise, you stay risen. Your wealth should never be an accident. It should be an architecture. And it starts with telling the truth about where you really stand. If this made you think differently about your business and your wealth, watch our next video. It dives into how small business owners can legally scale faster with the tax strategies billionaires use but rarely talk about.